My name is Kaila Mussell. I'm from Squaw First Nation in Chilliwack, British Columbia, and I compete in the sport of rodeo as a saddle bronc rider. I competed in the sport of rodeo as a saddle bronc rider. I started off in rodeo first as a steer rider and a barrel racer and trick rider, and then progressed to being a saddle bronc rider, and then claiming the title of the first and only professional female and native saddle bronc rider in North America. Riding's had a huge impact on my life. It's definitely molded who I am as a person. Probably more than anything, it's been a source of determination and courage and striving towards goals and testing the most of your abilities and facing challenges and obstacles along the way. Today, I don't ride as much as I used to, but I definitely see how I've inspired others to pursue their goals, and also other females to realize that they're just as capable as men in their chosen sport. For people that see me, it's kind of a claim to fame. I don't really feel like who I am as a person in my work and my daily life has been hugely affected by the sport itself. Although, I mean, definitely there's crossovers depending on, who I am. The sport of saddle bronc riding has been the largest, sport I've been involved in my life and continue to this day. So obviously it is, a large part of who I am. But I'm pretty modest with my accomplishments unless I'm asked. So I just feel like another person who's managed to accomplish this goal just by, drive and determination. The first one would be the first time I ever placed at a professional rodeo, because it was the first time in history a woman had placed in any of the rough stock events. So the rough stock events in rodeo are all your bucking events. So they're bareback riding, saddle bronc riding, and bull riding. So in the history of professional rodeo, I was the first woman to ever make any money, and that was at my first rodeo I went to in Prineville, Oregon back in 2002. And then later I became the first woman to ever become professional as a saddle bronc rider in 2003. I would say probably more than anything, it's just my dad and my uncles and my grandma and quite a few people have been the chief of my reservation throughout the years. And probably more than anything, it's everyone's been strong and independent and just pursuing what they love to do and believing in themselves and having the family support. So I would say just the community and family support, which is big in our culture, has played a big role in how well I've done today. I would say the biggest thing is to not listen to what most of the general population says that you should be doing. When I got into the sport, no one thought that a woman should be riding saddle bronc, yet alone become professional. And so most people were naysayers on the whole thing. And when I did the research and talked to people who were in the know and the rule book, and just believed in myself and stopped listening to other people and knowing what I was capable of, that's what allowed me to do what I've done. And even today, I get a lot of people that say, still think women shouldn't be riding, or argue with me that I'm not, a professional saddle bronc rider. And it's just, I think that's the biggest thing is if you believe you can do something, and you have some support in whatever capacity that is, I mean, your belief is stronger than anybody else's, and no one else can prove you wrong except yourself. So, yeah. There's always a fear of you possibly not being strong enough to come back to compete, or that you're going to injure yourself again. The biggest accomplishment I had to overcome injury-wise was when I broke my neck in 2014. and then coming back to ride again because you're kind of battling with the thought that maybe you're stupid to be coming back. Maybe this is a wake up call that you're going to die next time or be seriously injured or who knows. So it was the hardest thing for me to overcome that. But then once I got on my first bronc and I rode it, it was like this relief that, oh yeah, okay, I'm okay. This isn't the end of my career, and I can continue to ride. When it first happened, the first thing I thought was like, if I can do this over, I would have totally done it differently, because I was really hard on myself and I didn't really enjoy the process, just trying to prove myself as a female. So when I was starting back again, it was originally just to sort of end on my own terms and not, let fate dictate me ending my, career. And then when I came back, I actually started enjoying it more and wasn't so hard on myself and having fun. So I find I still ride more so just because I enjoy the sport, and a large part these days is just seeing how much I inspire other people, because I suffer from depression myself, and what had helped me during those times is realizing other people struggle with the same sort of thing and having role models to look up to. So that's a big part of why I still ride these days. In terms of other females in male-dominated sports, I know what has helped me the most, I believe, because when I started in rodeo, and to a certain extent it still is considered an old boys club. So it's like they don't want any outsiders, especially females in there. That if you can prove you can do the job and you're there for the same mindset that you love the sport, you want to excel, you want to do well, and you're not trying to make a big deal out of the fact that you're the only female, like you're just trying to be another one of the competitors. That's what's helped me out the most, I believe, because the biggest compliments I've had over the years is winning over, these older guys, older cowboys that didn't think I should be there, and then just proving that I was tough and capable and there year and year and time again, showing I was capable, that I earned their respect. And I think that that's the biggest thing. I mean, it sucks because for the most part, females do have to work harder if they're not giving exceptions for whatever sport they're in. If they compete against other men and they have to do exactly the same, protocols and everything, then, it can be tougher. But I think that that's what's helped me out the most, sort of proving throughout the years that, I was there for the same reason as anybody else. Well, it was a really amazing accomplishment to be inducted into the BC Sports Horse of Fame with the Indigenous Gallery. It was, yeah, I don't know, it's an amazing experience to see that I was recognized as one of the people in British Columbia for my accomplishments. And it's really nice to see the Indigenous people, of British Columbia being honored for their accomplishments over the years, for sure. And yeah, I feel like it's a big honor for me. Yeah,